welcome to my channel. This video is for the new moon in Aquarius on January 31st. New moons are a great time for setting new intentions, new goals, and thinking about what you want to occur or accomplish in the next 30 or so days, which is the lunar cycle. The themes for this new moon are Aquarius themes since the moon is in the sign of Aquarius, and these themes will last the full month. In this video, I will be doing a pick a card reading for assistance in helping you set new intentions or seeing where your focus should be for this lunar period. And I will be asking our familiars or your familiar what they think we should focus on or what you should focus on for your intentions for this new moon. I like to get advice from familiars because the animals in our life act as mirrors and they are really in tune with our energy as well as nature and the natural cycles like the moon cycles and the moon phases and the wheel of the year, so they can give a lot of advice and they really do know us best and know our energy best, and they can help us with manifesting our dreams and our goals. So it's really great to tune into our familiar's energy, the animals in our life, to ask for assistance and guidance. And they really come from a place of love and understanding. Before the reading, I'd like to invite you to join my Facebook group, Living with Familiars, and please like and subscribe to this channel. Since the moon is in Aquarius, as I mentioned, this lunar cycle will have Aquarius themes, which are very hopeful, and it's about looking at the larger picture and the vision for the community, and about making progress. Aquarius can have a lot of great ideas. Aquarius is an innovator. Aquarius can be eccentric and revolutionary. Aquarius can also be rebellious, and with this new moon in Aquarius, it is a time to think about our future, but not really a time to take action yet. We may start to take a little bit of action, but not jump right into it fully. With this Aquarius new moon, we can think about our belief systems and how they are matching our goals and our dreams and maybe what we need to adjust. Are there any limiting beliefs or anything that we need to do to make way for new opportunities and to be able to receive what we want to throughout this year? The sign Aquarius really considers humanity and the good of all instead of just individual goals. So think about how your goals and your dreams, how they can benefit others around you or humanity as a whole. How do your relationships and your friends and your family and your coworkers, the people that you interact with regularly, how do they fit into your life in your future? Or who do you want in your life in the future? Think about your relationships and the dynamics between you and people and where you are now and where you want to be, and set intentions around that. Aquarius really likes to think about the future and long-term goals. So now I will be shuffling the cards and I want you to pick a number from 1 to 3. The number that you pick, those will be your cards. Get in a meditative state, take some deep breaths while I shuffle the cards and pick your number, and then we'll get into your reading. I will be using the Dog and Cat Communication Tarot deck, which is a deck specifically designed for communicating with your animals, with your familiar, with your dogs and your cats. I'll leave links below if you're interested in it, but I'm going to shuffle the cards now. So get relaxed and pick your number. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. What advice does our familiar have for us for this Aquarius new moon intentions? What does our familiar think our intentions should involve? How can our goals and dreams improve the lives of others? Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 1, group 2, group 3. Group 1, your cards are the Two of Balls and the Devil. Group 1, with your cards, the Two of Balls and the Devil. Your familiar is really emphasizing on your relationship with other people, which goes perfectly with this Aquarius new moon, which also emphasizes relationships and the balance that you have in relationships and how you affect other people and how other people affect you. The Two of Balls is all about working as a team. And your familiar is saying that you and your familiar are a really great team. You work really well together. You receive feedback from each other. You communicate well with each other. You get along with each other. You learn from each other. You're a really great team. You can work together to reach a desired outcome that benefits the both of you. And if you feel like you don't have this relationship with your familiar, with your dog or your cat in your life, this is a message that the animal that you are trying to bond with or create this kind of relationship, maybe you desire this kind of relationship, your familiar is telling you that you are both working towards it. This is a goal that you are both working towards if you do not already have it. This is something that is really capable of you achieving and your familiar achieving, and every day you are becoming closer to this if you don't already have it. And this card is also a reminder that relationships are work, and it's the work of two people, and it's continuous. You don't get to a point in your relationship with your familiar, with an animal, or with a human, or in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a business relationship. All these relationships are continuous work. There's something that if they are important to you, you have to always be learning and growing and adapting. And a relationship is always changing. You have to be flexible, and it's something that you are always working on. It's not like you get to a point and then you're done and you don't have to think about it anymore. You have to always be putting effort in. And that goes with both ways, with both members of the relationship. With the card, the Devil, your familiar is suggesting that you need to release a little bit of control. So you might be trying to control someone in a relationship, whether this is trying to control your familiar, trying to control the partner in your romantic relationship, trying to control a business relationship or a family member, but you are trying to hold on to something or control something that you need to just let go and let happen. The only thing you can control is your own thoughts and your own emotions and your own actions. And to just trust that if this person or this animal is meant to be in your life, they will be. And the Two of Balls is suggesting that there is a lot of love, there's this bond, there's this partnership, and whatever you are trying to control, you don't need to control. You can let go and you can release. So this new moon, your familiar really wants you to think about in what ways are you being a little, not controlling, but trying to make the outcome or make someone do something that you think is best for them. And just remember that you don't always know what is best for someone else, and you can give your opinion, especially to loved ones, when you really care about them, but when it comes down to it, it's someone else's choice, not yours, for what they decide to do. And all you can do is be there in love and support and continuously love someone if that person or that relationship is important to you. So this new moon, consider setting an intention around releasing control. And if you're not sure where you want to release that control, or where you are being a little too controlling and trying to force an outcome or a behavior or a thought, tune back into that loving relationship that you have with your familiar, or the relationships in your life where you are working together and doing what's beneficial for both of you, where it's not one-sided, where you consider each other's opinions, where there's this balance and this flow and a really beautiful, harmonious communicative, loving, unconditional relationship. And if you want more of those types of relationships in your life, focus on the parts of the relationship that are like that, or relationships that are like that, and just focus on the good, and you will receive more of what you focus on instead of always focusing on what you want to change or what you want to control. But your familiar is really reminding you that you are really capable and able to have this type of relationship, because your familiar has it with you or has seen you act in this way, and to just be really mindful of what type of relationships you want in the future, whether it's friendships, family, or with other animals, or business, romantic, whatever type of relationship, or if you want to assess all the relationships in all these areas of your life, and how do you want them to change? Where do you want to be with these relationships in the next few years, or even 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and make small steps towards that. And those small steps are going to be internal in your beliefs and your thoughts. You can even discuss this with someone if you feel comfortable. If the Two of Balls is really about being in that relationship where you can communicate your thoughts and your feelings, and both members of the relationship come together to find that best outcome. You really work together. So how can you be better in relationships? How can you improve? What can you do? What beliefs do you have that maybe can be adjusted? How do you want to feel in relationship? And also, don't let other people or other events or circumstances outside of yourself control how you feel inside. You're in charge of your emotions and your thoughts and your actions, and nothing else outside of you can tell you to think or feel anything. So take that control back. Control your own emotions and your own thoughts, and don't worry about anyone else. And really work together with someone to come together and create a desired outcome that benefits the both of you. So I hope that was helpful for setting your new moon intentions, and you were able to cultivate some really amazing relationships and have a really great next 4 weeks of the lunar phase. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Group 2, your cards are the Page of Hearts and the Hanged Man. Group 2, with your cards, the Hanged Man and the Page of Hearts, your familiar is really encouraging you to just go with the flow and let life happen, to release some control. Group 1 also had a card about releasing control, so I feel like this is a theme for this month, and our familiars as a collective are really telling us to release control. So maybe this month you don't even want to set an intention, or your intention can involve just joy and being playful and curious and having fun, and really play with your familiar. Set a goal to maybe play with your familiar every day or 3 times a week, or whatever fits into your schedule. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, play with your cat, play with your dog, and embrace that inner child. The Hanged Man is often about pausing and reflecting and just taking a step back and gaining a new perspective on a situation, instead of always just trying to force and go and work harder and do more. Just stopping, pausing, and taking a breath, taking a breather. Your familiar feels that this is something that you need to do, and often the Hangman is taking a step back to gain a different perspective and get a different mindset or adjust your course. But I feel like with these cards, especially with the Page of Hearts, that's not what your familiar is intending from the Hangman. Your familiar is really just saying take a step back, pause, breathe, just stop always pushing and hustling and working, and spend some time to be playful. So spend some time to be curious and express joy, and do something for the sake of nothing. Do something for the sake of fun. Don't do something because it will bring you further towards your goals. Do something just so you can experience joy. And our familiars are really great at doing this. Just like embrace that puppy or kitten energy and just play, have fun, laugh. And our familiars really help us do this. I know for me, my dogs and my cats as well, they really help me laugh and just have fun and be in the moment, be present and experience joy because they are able to experience joy in the moment and be really present. They don't have thoughts about the future or the past the same way humans do. They're able to really just experience joy in that moment. So tune into that with your familiar. Your familiar wants you to feel optimistic and refreshed, and like there's so many new possibilities and opportunities, and you can feel this way, your familiar says, when you pause and don't always be having activity after activity after activity and without any breaks in between, and checking off the items on your to-do list without stopping and just leaving something open to be spontaneous, and leaving an afternoon open to just do whatever comes up. Go with the flow, have fun, take your familiar on a different walk. If you go for walks with your dog, take a different route and explore, go on an adventure. Be sure to include your familiar with this. Our familiars really can help us tap into this childlike, playful, curious energy. Your familiar really wants you to explore and be curious, whether this is a topic, like you've been wanting to learn about a certain topic or do some research and you've always been putting it off because you don't have the time. Your familiar is saying now's the time to dive deep into something that you're passionate about. Dive deep into something that you've been curious and wanting to learn more about. Explore, experiment, go on an adventure. So set your new moon intention around that, and what can be really helpful is thinking about how you just taking this time to experience joy and be curious and discover new things, how this can benefit others around you. When you are feeling joy and you're laughing and you're playful, that energy is contagious, and the people around you will start to soak it up and want to be around you more, or they'll benefit that and they'll feel playful as well. And when you are feeling that way, everyone around you can benefit from it. So if you feel guilty about letting yourself just have fun, you can really think of it as you are helping improve your loved ones' lives as well when you have fun, and include your loved ones in having fun. If you have a family or you have friends that you want to include, and of course your familiar, include them as well. Go on an adventure, go on a hike, do something you've never done before, and explore, have fun, be playful, find joy. I hope this was helpful for you in setting your new moon intentions, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Group 3, your cards are the Knight of Paws and the Eight of Balls. Group 3, you have the Eight of Balls and the Knight of Paws. The Eight of Balls is all about being comfortable with change. The Eight of Balls is all about action and movement and things happening quickly in your life. So you may be receiving something that is going to change your life, or you may be experiencing a change and it's going to happen suddenly and maybe even unexpectedly. The Eight of Balls from our familiar's perspective is also about physical movement and running and jumping, and think of dogs when they do agility, and cats when they're climbing up their cat tree and leaping and jumping, and our animals love to move their bodies and be active. And your familiar is suggesting that you as well get some movement into your life. Be active, dance, even if it's just by yourself, or dance with your dog, dance with your cat in your living room. Take a dance class if you rather dance in a more professional way, but be active, move your body. Your familiar is also suggesting maybe you want to change up your routine, so you could set a new moon intention around changing up your routine, something that you maybe wanted to do for a while, and your familiar is suggesting now's the time to do it. Now's the time to go on that morning walk or that evening walk that you've been wanting to do for months now, or now's the time to start cooking instead of going out, or now's the time to do yoga consistently. Whatever it is that you've wanted to incorporate into your routine, especially if it's something about movement, moving your body, your familiar is saying go for it, do it. Now's the time, and this will really benefit you. The Knight of Paws is about being very action oriented, so doing things in the moment, which really goes well with the previous card about movement and accepting change, welcoming change. And this card is again our familiar suggesting to do what feels good in the moment. Be motivated by following joy, following what feels good. If something doesn't feel good, stop doing it. For example, eating a whole bag of chips or a big slice of cake every evening and resulting in a stomachache before you go to bed doesn't feel good. So why continuously do it every night or once a week? Instead, be motivated by things that make you feel good. So think about what makes you feel good. Your familiar really wants you to be motivated by things that bring you joy, things that make you smile, things that feel good in your body, whether that's food you eat or the movement you make. Considering the previous card, I would think it has to do with moving your body. If dancing feels good, be motivated by that good feeling of dancing. If yoga feels good, or going for a run or a walk, if that feels good when you're finished doing it, think of that really good feeling that you get at the end of the activity and be motivated by that to do the activity. The Knight of Paws is also about communication. So your familiar is suggesting that there's something that you need to communicate with someone, whether this is your familiar or even yourself or a loved one. Considering this moon is in Aquarius, it is most likely someone that you have a relationship with in your life, whether that's a friendship, a business relationship, a family member, or a romantic relationship, someone that you are close with and engage regularly with. There's something that you need to communicate with them, and it's something maybe you've been holding in for a while and your familiar is saying now's the time to do it, and you can do it in a fun way. And whatever you communicate, it doesn't have to be serious. You don't have to make it serious. And this communication is going to spark some sort of change. Something in your life is going to change for the better, and to be open to that, embrace that change. Change can be really scary, and it's natural for humans to avoid change and want to stick to what they know, even if it's something that is displeasurable or something that you don't like doing. You want change, but at the same time it's scary because change is unknown. And just communicate these thoughts, these feelings. Maybe communicate that you are nervous about a change that you want to create in your life, and you can relieve some of that tension or that nervousness through movement, by moving your body, by joyfully moving your body, dancing, whatever feels good to you. And of course, include your familiar in this. You can even just communicate your thoughts and your feelings to your familiar when you and your familiar are alone together in private. Just speak out loud, and your familiar is always there to listen to you, and your familiar is always guiding you and assisting you and supporting you with love and understanding. And even if you're obviously not going to get verbal response back to what you're communicating, but your familiar is able to absorb that energy, transform that energy, and release that energy. The energy that comes with the words, with what you're communicating. Your familiar may also be trying to communicate something with you. Be aware of their body language and how they're responding to other people in your life. If your familiar gets nervous every time a friend comes over, this may be something to look at. There's some energy that your familiar is picking up on that they want you to be aware of. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Group 3. Overall, I feel like your familiar just really wants you to welcome change, embrace change, and not be afraid to experience movement in your body, in your life, whatever way it is showing up for you, and to be able to communicate any fears that may come with this change, or nervousness, or any anxiety around a change that you are trying to create in your life. I hope it was helpful for you and you're able to set some really great new moon intentions, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.